Alright, I'm back. We got Light of Day IPA from Bosk Brewworks, Northwest made, coming in at 6.7 ABV. Looks like we got a 49 IBU. And let's just see what we got here. Citrus forward from Magnum and Comet hops. This IPA has full rounded mouthfeel and smooth bitterness that is balanced from start to finish. That is what she said. And let's see. I am not familiar with Bosk. Brewed and canned by Bosk Brewworks in Woodinville, Washington. Okay. Some more West Side breweries. Let's go ahead and crack it. See what they got. Show me what you got. We just got a normal can glass here. And looks good. Looks good. Coming out the glass. Looks good. Alright, so it always is a little bit lighter than what it shows on the camera. So on my side, it's actually a quite pale yellow, see-through, filtered, West Coast style, if you will, with about 2 fingers of bright white head. Off the top, we do get a little bit of pine, a little bit of citrus, but it's faint. More pine bitterness on the mouthfeel, but it is rounded out with a bit of malt sweetness. This one kind of tastes like an old school West Coast IPA. Piney, resinous, and it does have a little bit of sweetness from the malt. You would almost think that it would be a little bit darker in color from the malts, but no. It's quite crisp and refreshing though. Not as much citrus on the palate. Alright, let's get into it. We are using the best scent in wet shaving, Barrister Mann Vespers. This one is my favorite scent in wet shaving. This one I believe is in the Excelsior base. This is one of my older tubs of Vespers. I do have Vespers in Omnibus as well. But there's a look at the ingredients if you are wondering. And correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's Excelsior, but I could be wrong. So there's that. We're going full tilt Vespers today. So we got the soap, the Aftershave Splash, Balm, and EDT. Before we get started on this escapade, let's go ahead and just boost the fragrance of this shave by doing 2 to the chest. Get the nice, rich, bold, full-bodied experience from Vespers by hitting the EDT right off the get-go, right off the start. We have our lather already whipped up in this Thirsty Badger Shave Bowl, beautiful bowl product out of Canada. And we just have gobs and gobs of volume. We have lather for days, if you will. I could shave the whole block. We got our beautiful Trotter Handcrafts brush right here. This is the blue, black, and smoky gray. Very, very classy handle. I love it. Got the T1 Badger Knot on top from Trotter Handcrafts. And we're going to be mowing it down with the Aylsworth Drakkant with a Wizamet Blade, my favorite blade in wet shaving. Ever since Pole Silver stopped being made, Wizamet slid into the #1 spot, and I've loved them ever since. It's basically the same thing as a Pole Silver, so it was a bit redundant, but Wizamet is now my #1 favorite blade. The Drakkant is a ruggedly handsome razor. I love the chunky knurling. Very handsome. It's well designed, and I really enjoy the shaves. that I get with that open comb plate, as well as that Standard Bar Plus plate. I don't have one at the moment, but when I was testing, the Standard Bar Plus was probably my favorite out of the three. The open comb was my second favorite, and that's it. I didn't have a third favorite out of the three. Alright, let's get some of this lather onto the face. If you've watched my channel before, or if you're a long-time viewer, you probably already know how much I adore Vespers. I put many a wet shaver onto Vespers, and most notably, Raza probably. Raza has took the baton and got into a spaceship and fucking launched off. Raza loves Vespers more than me, most likely. He has a shit ton of Vespers in his collection, and I love to see it. Vespers is one of them ones, man. If you haven't got your nose on Vespers, you need to stop what you're doing. You know, gather the pennies that are hiding in your couch and make an order. Barrister Mann sold everywhere, so get that order in. Try some Vespers. It's perfect for this time of year, although I love it year round. It does do better in colder weather. A little bit. Doesn't have to be like fucking cold, you know, deep winter, but it does do better when it's a little bit cooler, so evenings, nighttime, fall, winter, things like that. Since I got so much volume, I'm just kind of layering on a good layer for the past one here. I got 2 days growth. So, Omnibus is offered for $20, 4 ounces, and it is a tallow shave soap. I'm not going to bother telling you about Excelsior because it's no longer in production. But the scent on Vespers: mousse de sax, cranberry, cardamom, balsam, fern, patchouli, rose, sandalwood, and bergamot. And it's inspired by a little Christmas market in Goslar, Germany. So you could imagine the festive vibe with the snow in the ground and the smell of desserts in the air, the baking spices, the sweets and snacks. And you got the Christmas trees up. Just a wonderful scent. It really captures the holidays very, very well. But it has more to it than just that. It's more than just a candle scent to me. It captures the holidays very well, but it's more than just that to me. And I think a big driving factor is the mousse de sax. Mousse de sax has been described a number of different ways by Barrister Mann, but it's essentially kind of a rich, velvety leather, kind of deep and dark leather characteristic to it. And it adds a lot of complexity to what otherwise, you know, might have been a candle scent with the, if they excluded mousse de sax. So, if you're kind of looking at it like trying to break it down from that Christmas market perspective, the The balsam and fern kind of give you that Christmas tree, pine tree type vibe, or that green element. And then the cranberry bergamot add a little bit of like fruity sweetness, a little bit of zing on top. But the mustasax, cardamom, patchouli, sandalwood, rose, all that kind of has like this mid bass note, warmth, a little bit of like spice to it. It's magical. It really, if you haven't smelt this one, I'm telling you, there's samples of it available, but you could probably blind buy it. I mean, if you're a fan of like holiday themed scents, you could probably just blind buy it. That it's fucking phenomenal. It's bold, it's banging, it's beautiful. I love it. And Excelsior is a great base. I made way too much lather for this shave, but it's all right. Way too much volume, I think. I added too much water in the onset, so instead of slowly, gradually adding little bits of water at a time until I got to the desired consistency, I mistakenly started with too much water in the brush and kind of worked it in reverse, so it got real airy and frothy right off the bat. But as I incorporated the soap from the bottom of the bowl into the frothy lather, it slowly started thickening up and thickening up and thickening up. So it still turned out to be a decent lather, but not a perfect lather today on my part. It still is a little bit high structure for me. It's gonna get the job done though, because it has that slickness regardless. So it's hump day. Halfway through the week. Had somebody calling on Monday that I had to cover. Had somebody calling on Tuesday that I had to cover. And today's hump day, and somebody called in Wednesday, and I had to cover. Luckily, we got 2 new people that recently bid the same job that I already do. So I'm gonna have some help, it seems. And their attendance isn't the greatest either. They're not new employees. They just switched positions to do what I do. And so at least I'm going to have a few more people that can trade off with me, relieving people. But both of their attendance is kind of wishy-washy. So I'm still probably going to be the go-to guy from my supervisor, which is fine. Like I like doing the retail Windows sales and customer service stuff, but I just don't like it as much as when I'm not doing it. When everybody's here, nobody's sick or on vacation, I get to work in the back on what is undoubtedly the most chill shift there is. Management is kind of in their offices, doing paperwork for the day, making sure that the carriers are, getting the mail out, without any troubles, without any snags, you know what I mean? Or handling whatever problems that crop up. So management's kind of got their hands full. They're not out on the floor. They're not watching you. They're not micromanaging. They're kind of MIA. And then the people on my shift, they have the most seniority. It's the most desired shift. So the people that are there, they have the most seniority. Everybody knows what's expected of them. Everybody knows what to do. We don't need management hanging over our shoulder. And the job is still going to get done, and it's going to get done right. So it's a chill ass shift. And so when I'm not covering the windows, that's what I'm doing. And I absolutely love that. So when I have to cover someone, I do get a little bit salty because my day goes from being like the gravy train, super easy, to, you know, now I got to help customers. Now I got to keep the line moving and, you know, put on a smile and, you know, wear a uniform instead of just my regular work clothes. So it's just not as fun. But it is what it is. It's the job that I bid, and it's the best thing that's available to me with my seniority level. Well, I just hope that when these next few people retire, I can snag a position where I'm not covering people, and so I just have that one, you know, nice duty on the best shift. One day. It's kind of the benefit of seniority. It's like one day I will get it. There's no doubt about it. One day I will get it. I just gotta wait. Just gotta pay my dues. Alright, enough about that. So I just had a phenomenal shave. I did notice a little weeper right here and here. It seems like it might just be like little small micro blemishes. Nothing to worry about. They're not bleeding or anything crazy like that. It's gonna go away very soon. Alright. Matching aftershave splash. Let's see. There's a look at those ingredients. A whole short novel of ingredients. We got our industry standard quality restrictor right there. We're just gonna put on kind of a thin layer because we're gonna follow this up with balm afterwards. So I'm not gonna overdo it on the splash. I will say the splash seems a little bit less rich than the EDT. It seems like the cranberry, fern, balsam, like the greener, sweeter notes kind of come out a little bit more in the splash. And then the balm is also a little bit different as well. I think the balm is a little bit more like the EDT, so probably squirted out more than I needed, but I'll just rub the excess on my forearms and elbows, dry skin areas, since it is a moisturizer at the end of the day. Get it on the neck, the affected areas. There we go. So the balm is kind of more rich, more balanced like the EDT. But regardless, they're all complementary of one another. They all smell fucking phenomenal. And I'll just rub the excess on my forearms to kind of complete the scent bubble. And now we are smelling like an absolute Christmas snack. You could put me in a stocking, and but you ain't gonna stuff me. All right. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you. Hope you enjoyed the video. Check out Vespers. It's the shit. I'm telling you, it's a banger. All right. Have a good rest of your week. Catch you on the next one.